Hari Om all. Today we will contemplate on Dhyana Yoga uh, 6.3. ārurukṣhor muner yogam karma kāraṇam uchyate yogārūḍhasya tasyaiva śhamaḥ kāraṇam uchyate. To a beginner who is aspiring to realize God, oneness with the divine, selfless work as a dedication to the divine is said to be the means. To the sage who is already advanced in this process, yoga, meditation is said to be the means. ārurukṣhor, a beginner, muneḥ, of a sage, yogam, yoga, karma, working without attachment, kāraṇam, the cause, uchyate is said, yoga ārūḍhasya, of those who are elevated in yoga, tasya, there, eva, certainly, śhamaḥ, meditation, kāraṇam, the cause, uchyate is said. God is realization of one's own divine qualities and bringing them out in service of the world. Atmano mokshatam jagadhitaya cha. Self-realization and service. Yeah. So I see that Sri Krishna is talking about two paths for two different, for those who are in two different levels. To a beginner, he's saying selfless work or karma yoga, and to someone who is advanced in this path, he's giving meditation. So let's discuss on like what is Krishna trying to tell us here. Krishna ji, would you like to start?
So yeah, Mm. So those who are being want to, first is about those who already wish or desire to experience or understand oneself. Uh, so they have to first of all perform selfless work. What does selfless work here means? Without being attached to the results, and one should perform their action. So that's been selfless work. Once this practice, so the person will be in a state of where you'll be peaceful, and you will realize that outer eternal situations would not disturb. So once this is one part. Once a person is into this stage, he's into a next yoga or sannyasis. So where Prabhuji says also, like I was looking into the recording. First one is like desire to access or experience selfless oneself is to by doing a selfless work. Once he attains his he'll be not attached to whatever the eternal situation is. Then the meditative state, one who is already moving to the next step, here is saying like there are still inner impressions be there. So there he is saying to meditate. So that's how I interpreted. But I'm not quite clear on meditation part.
Hmm.
So I want to understand and better on this.
Yeah. So we want to know what he meant
Like
when he said meditation is said to be the means.
so he inner so he's preferring. I mean, saying like do meditation to realize oneself. with it like complete in even the inner impressions has to be uh, I mean realized kind of thing, in the sense like it has to be not attached to the even the inner impressions. So so whatever we do with selfless work like eternal like is being done, still there would be remaining some footprints or impressions which would have not come out in some or other ways, so that be still remaining. So that's how, so to clearly experience oneself, then person has to do meditation. So that part
Mm.
I'm not quite clear, so that's how I'm seeing it. Yeah, but still what meditation might not come out, why there is two steps. So those are
Okay. And really, uh, which self work
I
seems
think it's like practice. So even the first time you do right, do selfless impression, that still the emotion would trigger like I have to get this that. It's through the practice it would be like not being attached to the results. An example, like sometimes still I perform in a day-to-day work, but still there has to be some, I mean, coming up internally. Like it's not like it's not intense response to similar kind of thing. So even though we do still, so I think that can be done through the practice, and it has to be done. This, impressions can be
yeah.
removed, and still we can be.
So let's see, right? He's saying who's aspiring to realize God. That is
Hmm.
the goal,
Hmm.
right? So the first step seems to be work as a dedication to the
Hmm.
divine. So which means like there is me, there is divine, and I offer my work, I dedicate my work. Um, that's how I see it, right? In the first step, it's me and divine separate, right? And you are you are dedicating your work to the divine,
Hmm.
right? And what is the next step he is saying?
Some
Advanced.
inner, still there would be a inner impressions which is not been like came
Yeah.
out, or it's been
And so here, what you understand by realizing God?
I think it's like being in union, like with consciousness is the God, but still like the what is the feelings or something. It's been not completely kind of detached kind of thing. We do, I'm not getting that feeling,
Mhm.
right? So we have to. I think that multiple levels has to
You're
be
not
done,
getting
and
the
it's
feeling
consistent.
of you and the union of
Always being
you with the
in
God, the oneness.
yeah, kind of bliss state, kind of bliss
Mm.
state. Whatever happens, I'll be a like watcher, but still I'll be performing action, but not completely attaching, right? But still my I would feel tensed. But then I realize, oh no, 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 this is not, this is not. Then it takes some time to come back. So those
Mm.
who are always in union, that's God. I feel like being blissful state.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think you are almost there. Yeah, let's see what comes out from others also.
Sure.
Thank you. Satish ji, Satish ji, I see you are still muted. Maybe he's not. there. Yeah. Then I will go and then like Shubhaji, Padmaji can take. So for me, this is what I see. The beginner is as a beginner, I am doing something all the time, right? And based on the knowledge of at that time, which is like I need to do this to get happiness, right? So I'm doing all the time, and that happiness is always like giving and fleeting kind of. I get it, and then like it's gone, and again doing, get it, gone, right? So it's this I see that like he is recommending more of a gradual process, where first for someone who is doing all the time, as we've seen, doing leads karma leads to karma phala, uh, and that, and once we get what we want, it strengthens, and it leads to doing that karma again, and it gets into a cycle, right? And and which is where like one is completely, one gets lost, right? For them, so the teaching is like very clear, very gentle, wherein saying like, yes, you are doing, just do it with a small change, which is, uh, since you are aspiring to realize God, offer it to God, right? And when I do that, it basically becomes a selfless work. Instead of doing something for my personal gain, I'm doing it as an offering, in which case that quality of the work goes to the highest level, because when I do something as an offering, that is the kind of importance I will give, right? And so that itself helps in improving the work, and it takes the anxiety out of like how the result will be, because when the work is done as offering, where like I'm saying it's not for my personal gain, so only the focus is on the doing, right? And that slowly leads to first slowing down of that cycle running around, right? And once it has slowed down, the next one is to realize the God. Here still like me and and God, the duality is still there. And then the next step is basically to realize from the jnana, what one gets, the new knowledge is the one who you are thinking is not the real one, while it's all the time changing, while there is only one, which is Ishvara or God, right? And to realize that, one has to basically look inside than outside, which is why meditation is suggesting meditation, uh, which is basically becoming one with the act. It may not be necessarily, I still see it this way, that not necessarily that um, sitting and closing eyes and not doing anything, which is maybe to start with, yes, but then later on it is about being in that oneness all the time, in every action, uh, uh, being able to not separate myself from the divine, right? So that is the ultimate for where one becomes a jnani, and that's how I see it. Yeah. Anyone? Satish ji, if you're back, you can. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, start with, I mean, a beginner, right? I mean, for him, it's like we have heard in Kannada, like, Kai Kave, Kailasa, work is worship. So, to have that God realization, let him start to do that. I mean, start with, the dedication on the workmanship, and the skill and the focus and the time that he puts into it, right? Which channelizes him and makes him towards the selfless work, and he should and all that get to develop like unattached to the results, and whether it is positive or negative, or whether it's rewarding or it is fulfilling, all that experiences he will get through the work that he delivers, and that experiences him should take him to a level where he's not getting influenced or affected through it, and the way he elevates himself to a place where it doesn't make him feel the difference, and to be in awareness, and also to deliver with 100% efforts, and which takes him to the elevated position, I mean the next stage, where all these experiences or whatever impurities or can be cleansed through meditation, and that process of cleansing and meditation uh, um, clears him and gets him so much involved in the work that is 100% focus is applied to the work and also into his life.
Okay, one question. Why is the emphasis on selfless work? Like,
So it is, you should do it in a service mind, that it like we saw that Atmano Jagatitaya, right? Atmano Mokshartam Jagatitaya. So for that as a process, it should be selfless. When he does that, he gets unattached with the results, and everything is in synchronization. So that happens when he does a selfless service, like the doership. If he should come out of doership, and it is like God's work is delivering, and the what expected or results or what is there will be of the divine sync for that, and what has to be rewarded will come to him as a part of what is destined to him. So that selfless work will help him to get those uh, what you call fulfill his that kama artha, those desires.
okay. And you said still the meditation.
In the process, like when he gets attached, influenced, or get carried away, or the bad thought, or it's part of the atmosphere and the environment, as part of his actions he will get into, that has to be like cleansed back, and he has to be back to the normal. So in that process, I think meditation will help him to put back or purify him and get that stance of
What is your understanding of the meditation? What is the like?
meditation is thoughtless, being in awareness and present moment, and get to do what is has to be delivered at that moment. Get himself 100% involved into it, and not multitasking. Whatever he is doing, like while I'm talking, I'm thinking, oh, what's cooking for the dinner, right? That is not sort of my 100% involvement into this satsang. So if I am totally focused into this satsang, that is also a meditation.
Oh, okay. So focus is one way of explaining meditation.
Yeah, total active involvement, 100% involvement. And the quality of that focus of and delivering of the same conversation would be more of an enriched way. If I don't think, oh, backside, what is cooking in dinner, or somebody came at the doorbell, or what are they speaking, or should I be involved in it? Oh, I asked them to come, they have come, so I have to supposed to attend to them. All that 30 or so many thoughts keep coming in, but when is the fruitful and even when I maybe my tongue is thicker, but if I get involved, the pronunciation and everything will improve. But that is also a meditation. But due to other so many vasanas or whatever engagements that we are into, right? Deviates into 100 million things while we are doing something. So to cut them off and to get that channelizing meditation helps.
Okay. Thank you. We'll see. Hi Om, Santosh ji and Isha ji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om to everyone. Hari Om, Sarvan ji.
Yeah. So hope you got time to listen and read through the slide. If
Yes,
you are
yes.
ready, maybe one of you can start.
Yeah, I'll start.
Mhm.
Basically, what Krishna talks about 6.3 is the person who is a seeker of a self, or I can say mumukshu, he has to perform the karma in the way of not expecting any fruit from that karma. Like karma actions need to be performed, without expecting any kind of fruit from that. Which means initially accepting the things, whatever the job or whatever the action that he performed to these day-to-day activities, without expecting any kind of fruit, is the initial way of going forward and slowly doing all the karmas in the way of service, like where we can say that nishkama karma, which means no expectation and only for the service of others. In that way, even yogis or might be, as I mentioned, sadhakas who are in the path need to follow this. This is what Krishna says. And what I understand from in my life is about initially when I consider my my work, right? Initially the expectation was more, even from my side and even from the team side. But now the expectation for me is nothing. Zero expectation. Every day, whatever the user story that I take in my agile model, I'll take it, I'll do it, and I'll submit it. That's it. And I am the responsible for my teamwork, and I take that as my task, and I'll publish it. Here, no doership, no ownership, and no expectation. Things are happening, and it's not me who are doing that. It is the one, that consciousness, which is driving the actions. So in that way, I am internally getting peace of mind rather than expecting anything from outside. This
How
is
do you
what
How do you ensure? Yeah, I just want to interrupt you. How do you ensure that the work is of highest quality because you are not bothered about the result? Yeah, I just
I'm
want
not
to know that.
bothered about the fruit. See,
Yeah,
like,
you're not bothered about the fruit. So
but the
will
work what I do, see the work what I do, I know what are the strength of my team and what is the weakness of my team. Accordingly, I have bifurcated my work, and and the team is getting it done. And definitely there will be a kind of analysis and conversation that happens between the team at the end of the day. But when I publish the data to my management, it will be a satisfactory one. Even though the management is not satisfied, that's okay, that's fine, that is always there. There I don't feel like, oh no, today my manager scolded. No, that all gone. Now ultimately, yes, I am doing my job. It's not me who I am doing that. There is no ownership to claim. Things are happening, things are moving with this grace, that's it.
So if your manager says, oh, it's not to the level I expected, can I say like, oh yeah, that's how it was meant to be?
That's no, we'll take it as a lesson. See, whatever that is, and there is no expectation, but lesson learned is what we need to put it, right? And there is nothing. See, anybody can evaluate it. Either it could be good or bad. If it is good, also no worries. If it is bad, also there is a lesson learned. So we'll implement that as a new lesson, and we'll try to work on that and move forward.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So there are two parts in this verse. He says first, to a beginner who is aspiring, selfless work is said to be the means. And then the
Correct.
second, to the sage who is
Yeah.
already advanced, meditation is said to be the means. He didn't stop with that first work.
Correct,
Verse
correct.
saying like, all of you do selfless work. He's saying that's only for a beginner.
Correct. When I say, see, the person, a saint or whoever it is, who is in the meditation and was achieved peace in the sense, we can claim, we cannot, rather than assuming, we can say that yes, he's a jnani, who has acquired the knowledge, and whatever the actions that he performed, it is for loka kalyanam, not for his own or individual thing will come into the picture there. See, when I say, when you say dhyana, meditation, dhyana in the sense, we have that samadhi also, right? We talk about a lot of samadhis, nirvikalpa samadhi. And the nirvikalpa samadhi is nothing but the state of saint or a jnani, where even though he is with his openness, his focus is on the self and doing selfless service to the society. And this is what I understand.
Oh, okay. So, okay, you're saying that Nirvikalpa Samadhi is not about sitting in one place, but rather saint will be doing all the work, but he'll be in Samadhi.
Yes. Say, for example, Ramana Maharshi, he used to interact, he used to go to the field, he used to go to the, garden, he used to talk with the people. But he was in that Nirvikalpa Samadhi. He was in that self always.
Okay, your explanation of Nirvikalpa Samadhi is like he is established in the self.
Correct.
Okay. And is that same with meditation also, or meditation?
Meditation, in the sense, a temporary thing. Meditation, there are so many meanings for meditation. Okay. But for a sadhaka, the meditation is it's a temporary state of mind wherein he concentrate on one object, he concentrates on in his breathing, so his anxiety and stress will get reduced. For any ajnani person, whatever it is. But for sadhaka, he uses the meditation as one point. He holds it and moves forward to nididhyasa, where he will be 24/7 in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, but he uses meditation as a stepping stone.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see more details. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ishaji?
Sorry, I couldn't unmute. Suddenly, everybody finished so that I'll get some more.
After you, Padmaji and Shubhaji are there.
They also can go, no, my vocabulary can increase.
Oh, it's not about vocabulary. You can skip all the vocabulary. You can just put it in plain English.
No, my son just came in. I said, you don't talk to me now. I want to hear what Santoshji is telling, because I want to use all that, and next will be my turn for sure. He's like, for this all you cannot speak, but to scold somebody in Kannada, your vocabulary becomes so high, he said, and went. So I have to literally wait, because I just read the slide. We had this building meeting.
Okay.
So I have to say, from what I understood looking at this, previous shlokas and this picture, mostly it's like whatever deeds, we have been explaining, whatever deeds we do, we always look at results, whether it gives us what we want or what we don't want. So we have to go for this stepwise, I feel. So first, that thing of what I can expect from work, that expectation should stop. The result should stop. So you do work selflessly. That has to become a practice. Only once you start practicing a selfless work, next will come to that meditation state. Is actually, when you sit for meditation, it's not just keeping quiet and sitting. It's about focusing on yourself, right? The inner self. So for that to achieve, I think we have to go step by step. So for example, first time when I used to sit and meditate, so in school times and all, we used to have this meditation class during exams, to make our concentration better. So every time you sit and close your eyes, your mind is not calm. No, you're thinking of what should you have done better, or what should you do next. What is somebody else sitting next to you? Is he closing your eyes? See, all this will come, right? And then most of the time, for me self, if I have to say, if there is a clocker, in case somebody has put a timer saying 10 minutes you have to meditate, I'll be thinking, how many minutes is it done? When will the 10 minutes get over? So all this thought is what? That is not meditation. So that is also indirectly expecting something from your work, even if it is meditation. So I feel it has to go as a stepwise. So first realization is the results, only what you do is within you. Results is not something which is under your control. The time you realize that, you will start working selflessly. And once you start working selflessly, even if the physically, if you're sitting for meditation also, your mind is clear. And that's I feel that's when you attain that complete bliss.
So when you said bliss, so here the way it started is beginner who's aspiring to realize God.
Yeah, total happiness. One of the movies, I think I watched this Shirdi Sai's movie. Okay, so I don't remember the character's name. So they'll be asking him, when will a person be truly happy or truly peaceful? It's like when he's dead. Okay, so you have to be in that state. When you're dead means actually, I feel that your feelings should die. The feelings will die is when you will attain and when you attain the complete emptiness is when it's almost like seeing the divine presence.
I agree. Good one, actually. Yeah. Okay. Looking at the time, I would like to move to next Shubhaji and Padmaji, so that we have enough time.
Yeah, Padmaji wants to go first.
Yeah. So I think the picture that sir has put for the slide is self-explanatory. What I feel is karma yoga is suggested for purification of your mind. When we begin our life, or in the beginning, when we are yet to seek completely for oneness or for realization, we are completely engaged in all the materialistic things, whether it is earning or whatever. So at that time, the mind is always wrapped in all these things. I have to work. So mostly it is rajasic and or tamasic. That kind of gunas are more prevalent, I feel. And so it is a constant, like I have to earn this, then I have to get this. Okay, once I get the house, I get a car or whatever. It's all about materialistically elevating yourself to seek happiness in one way or the other. But after a point, right, after say you get one house or whatever basic things you have, at one point there is one still there is one emptiness or lack that you experience. And I think that is when the question arises, what next? What more is there? And that is when the real seeking starts for something higher, something more permanent. So that I think that is what is highlighted here. So from a karma yogi, you become, you start into the journey of, okay, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this, all this, this karma yoga, whatever I'm doing, these actions, what is the reason for it? So when you start thinking towards that, I think that is when you can really move towards selfless work. Otherwise, it begins initially with being all selfish and collecting, basically. So when you start moving towards selfless work or doing it for the welfare of others, not only mine, then I think your mind starts to get purified. And once you get, the mind starts to get purified, then you are experiencing, or you want to go to the higher things. Then you are not interested anymore, or the lower things are not attractive to you. uh, so that is when I think, when you reach that stage of having done selfless work for quite some time and with the purification of mind, then I think he is saying as dhyana yoga as well. He is suggesting dhyana yoga or meditation. um why he is suggesting that? I think uh till I think the natural question that anyone will have is, how long will I keep doing this karma yoga? Karma yoga is one of the path, but then how long can I do it? How long should I do it? I think this is the answer to that question as well. That, okay, you have to do it till you have some kind of chitta shuddhi, when you start looking at how I can benefit others through my action. And that is when you get elevated, and that is when you start to uh, go towards higher goals. And that time, I think you yourself will not give much weightage to the actions that you are performing, like Santoshji beautifully said about that. So your actions are more towards, I have to do it, that's all, without expecting results. So you continue to perform in the material world, but then it is not necessarily because of those things that you are performing it. You are doing it because that is the right thing to do, or that is the dharma. So you do that, and then I think with meditation, you are obviously, you will start going towards self-realization, to realize the oneness. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah. Padmaji, can you just like ask one thing? Between the karma yoga and meditation, can I say that in karma yoga there is still the doer and the divine separate, and offering the action to the divine, while when one is supposed to be in meditation, the doer is also gone. There is the doer has merged with the divine, and the whatever action has to happen, it happens.
I
The
think
doer.
yeah, so I got your question. I think I can speak only for myself. So I feel that I have experienced duality in both, and I have also experienced oneness in both. For example, if I have to bring my day-to-day example, when I am cooking for my son, or when I'm cooking for a loved one. See, you put your everything into it. You are present in that moment. Your intent is good. You want to give something, you want to give only the best at that moment. So you are in the present moment, and like you said, automatically things unfold because of your good intentions. The same thing, you can experience duality in the same thing. If you are cooking for, you don't really want to do it, but then you have to do because there is no one else to do it. Then there is one tussle in the mind. You are not fully present there. So you might forget certain things that you need to put in the dish, or you might add something extra, which makes it not palatable or not so tasty as it's supposed to be. That is one thing. And even in meditation, I feel that sometimes I have experienced where I am not able to, focus or bring my dhyana at one point, and my mind is roaming here and there. And I have also experienced deep oneness as well, where I don't like nothing is there. It's emptiness. So I have experienced both. So I feel it again. It's a journey. I feel you can experience for yourself that whether you are getting better or not, or even if you deviate, how quickly you come back. Compared to how it was earlier and how it is now. So yeah, work in progress. For me, it's still work in progress.
Maybe, yeah, we'll discuss later. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Shubhaji.
Yeah, Padmaji has beautifully put everything together. One parallel I would like to draw is what we discussed in the morning, the 8 steps, right? Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara. Those are the 5 things which we can say as a beginner level to realize God, which is the selfless work. And then dharana, dhyana, samadhi, which is part of that meditation state. So that is literally we discussed that in the morning. No? That is what I would like to draw parallel here. Yeah, all other things I think Padmaji covered everything beautifully.
Okay. Then yeah, Vijayji, maybe you can take over from here.
Thank you, Sarvanji. See, let's look at this picture itself. Here, we have 2 pictures. So in both the pictures, you pretty much see the same main aspects. So leave this side of the picture, but focus on this side of the picture. So there is a person, and this is the representation of the mind. And, there is something kind of illumining, right? So that is the awareness. This picture also has the same thing. There's a person, there is mind, and there is awareness. So fundamentally, God realization is nothing but, as the Mahavakya goes, Tatattvamasi. You are that only. Which one? If you refer to this picture, what has been represented as this awareness? You are that only. The only confusion that you and I may have is, I am this, or I am some of these. Okay. What is the sum of these? Some thoughts. This is a confusion. To remove that confusion, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Sadguru, they essentially teach Tattvammasi. You are that only. So that's all that is there to this entire journey. Right? So now, one important question is whether your mind is disturbed or whether your mind is peaceful. In both the cases, please see, the expression of the face is changing, the content of the mind is changing, but this awareness is not changing. It's the same awareness here, same awareness here. Which means that even when you feel disturbed, it's the same awareness. Even when you're feeling peaceful, it's the same awareness. if you catch hold of this pointing by Sadguru, that's all that is there to this journey. That you've never been anything other than this awareness. And as awareness, there is no change, which means that no modification, which means that you're not affected by whatever that is going on in the body and the mind. So once when you realize that I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am this pure awareness, the job is done. And that's all the fundamental teaching is. However, depending upon, as a simple analogy, let's say I have wood and I have to, let's say, make fire. Let's say it's very cold and we are in a camp and I have to make fire. And we put that wood and we strike the match and we put it into that wood. When will it burn? It will burn only if that wood is dry enough. Is it not? So I may put the fire, but if the wood is wet, will it burn? It won't burn. So then what would anyone tell me? Hey, this wood, you have to dry it in the sun. Dry it in the sun, then only you can use it here. So in a way, to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, which is simply to have a campfire, that wood which is wet is not yet ready. All it requires is little bit more drying. That's all that is there. So that is essentially what Sri Krishna is also pointing us here. So when my mind has lots of vasanas in the beginning stages, again, who is to say who is a beginner and who is the advanced and who is a realized? Who is there to see or who is there to say that? Will somebody sit there and then give you and me a certificate? Will Sadguru come and say, you are a beginner, you do service, you are advanced, you do meditation, you have passed the exam, here, certificate, you are enlightened. Is there something like that? No. It is at the end of the day, when Sadguru says, you are that only, Tatattvamasi. How do you feel? Do you feel? Yeah. For example, if somebody comes and says, you are a man, for example, or you are a woman, is there any doubt? There is no doubt, right? Or let's say some, you have some 100 rupees in your pocket and you pull something out, and in that process, the 100 rupee falls, and somebody comes running to you and says, look, your 100 rupee. And oh yeah, correct, my 100 rupee. No doubt, right? Why? You had kept that 100 rupee. So that 100 rupee, thank you very much, you say. So like that, no doubt. Or to give a better example, let's say in the pocket was your most favorite watch. So that way, it fell, and when they gave, yeah, my watch only. So like that, something which you have no doubt, right? So when Sadguru says, Tatattvamasi, is it that state of doubtless acceptance? Job done. That's all that is there. But if it is not so, then I have to see, first of all, am I peaceful enough when Sadguru is saying what Sadguru is saying? Am I peaceful enough? Am I able to dedicate my time to sit peacefully, or is my mind constantly wandering? Is my mind constantly thinking about what next, what next? Somebody sent me here to listen to all this. I have 100 things to take care of. You know, what is this nonsense? Tattvamasi, ayyo, che, I have so many things to take care of. Then looks like the mind is caught up in various games it has invented. In such a case, maybe the mind needs to first of all settle down. And how does the mind settle down? Why? What does it mean to settle down? See, when you look at the expression of this fellow, why the expression like this of this fellow? It's because the mind has various kinds of wants and don't wants, likes and dislikes, winning and losing. All of these matter to this person. That's why the person is perturbed, is disturbed. Somebody praises, he'll be a little happy. Somebody insults, sad. You win a lottery, you're happy. You lose 100 rupees, you're very sad. So which means that the happenings, the pluses and the minuses in the mind have a direct control over how this person feels. So it is an indication when the situations of my life are affecting me, it's an indication that, oh, there is some sense of attachment to various changes that are happening. There's nothing wrong, nothing wrong. You know, no need to worry about it. No need to scold again, get into, che, it's my fate. No, nothing like that. Realize that that is the nature of, or that is where I stand. Nothing right or wrong, nothing great or inferior about this. Okay, this is where I am. So now, when the mind is like that, then what is that I need to do? This is where the very first step, Sadguru, Sri Krishna, or any great realized master teaches is, do something for the benefit of the others. Do something for the benefit of the others, which is what is called as service. So what is the purpose of the service? You all already spoke about it. In my life, in my action, what is that I am really looking for from my action? The fruit of the action. So why I go to office? I want money. Why I want money? Because from money I can buy stuff. Why I want stuff? Because from that I want something. So if you keep following this logic, in life, whatever you and I are doing, we are not doing it for the sake of that house or that car or that position. Through the house, through the car, through the husband, through the wife, through the children, through that position, through that recognition, I'm seeking something else. These are what we can refer as namesakes. The graduate degree is a namesake. The money is a namesake. The husband or wife or the children are namesake. Through that, I'm seeking something else. What is that I'm seeking? If you examine that, you and I are constantly seeking something we refer as happiness. Through all of these transactions, you and I are looking for happiness. So in one sense, the main fruit of action that you and I are looking for from any action that you and I are performing is happiness, is a sense of peace, a sense of some kind of accomplishment or completion, satisfaction. This is what you and I are seeking. And all these other things are means for that whatever that you and I are seeking. So The question that you and I do not ask is it that gives me that satisfaction? And in that, I am so engrossed that I get money, then only I am satisfied. So it's a very tightly held concept in the mind. The truth of the matter is, it is not that you get that is giving you happiness. Because in this picture, if you notice, there is something that is always shining. It's like, for example, there is sun, which is always shining, and there is cloud, which comes in front of the sun. If you're noticing from this side, you may think that sun is gone. Is the sun gone? No, sun is not gone. It's the cloud. As the cloud moves away, you see the sun shining there. Just like that, I don't have something. Only when I get that, I will be happy. So that a sense of lack, some sense of lack as a constant thought is occupying space called my mind. I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. I want it, I want it, I want it. And eventually when I get it, imagine, I'm saying I want 100 rupee, I want 100 rupee, I want 100 rupee. So that thought is occupying my mind. And when I get that 100 rupee, for that moment, that thought which is occupying my mind goes away. When that thought goes away, what is naturally there, what is always there, is this awareness. And that awareness shines fully. As the cloud passes, the sun shines fully. Suddenly there is so much of light. There is light. But there is still a lack of clarity as to from where this sense of happiness came. In that mind, still there is a misunderstanding that the sense of happiness or that peace is coming because of 100 rupee. I getting 100 rupee. This wrong logic, this wrong connection to the stuff that we gather in life is what really binds us to this world of action, continuous action. So therefore, to break this loop, because if the statement of the Sadguru, Tat Tatvamasi, hasn't brought that end of the seeking, then this may be the reason why the mind is stuck. So therefore, the first step, it is not like a linear path. Oh, first you have to do this, then you have to do this. It's not like a linear one and then this. What is being said here by Sri Krishna is, if I feel I'm not able to realize what Sadguru is saying, and my mind is constantly getting anxiety, disturbed. When I get something, I'm happy. When I don't have something, I'm unhappy. So how to calm that mind? The first step, therefore, there is do something for the benefit of the others. Because my mind has gotten into logic that I have to eat mango to feel satisfaction. I have to get 100 rupee to feel satisfaction. I have to watch the movie to be satisfied. I have to get to be satisfied. Is there logic? No. But when you do the service, you realize that actually, when you give, you are completely satisfied. When you offer without any expectation, you are 100% satisfied. There is that great story from Mahabharata. There was a famine in a village and they had nothing to eat. One family, the owner of that family, couldn't see his family dying. So he went to the Jamindar of that village, begged for a little rice, and he brought. For almost a couple of weeks, none of them had eaten. Today they got some rice. They all cooked. And he, his wife, his son, and his daughter-in-law, all the four of them thought, okay, today we are going to get a little morsel of food, and they were about to eat. There was a knock on the door. And they open, the owner of the house, he opens the door, and there he finds one very old, frail-looking person. He almost collapses, and he is begging. I've not eaten anything for 2 weeks. Is there something that you can offer? Looking at him, this person's heart melts. He brings his plate and he offers. And that old person eats. And he says, "Oh, thank you, but is there something more? Something more. I cannot. I'm still feeling so weak. Something more." And the wife of that person, she also comes and she also offers her plate. This old person is not yet satisfied. The son feels, my parents are giving away. Let me also give. So he also gives. Old person is not yet satisfied. Looking at how this family is, the daughter-in-law feels, "Che, I should also give." So she also gives. Now that old person having eaten that, he says, so satisfied. And the story goes in Mahabharata that brought the enlightenment to all of them. That completely liberated all of them. Because you and I are stuck in life to what I'm going to receive from life. The moment you offer selflessly, without any kind of a thinking about what I'm going to receive, you will receive. But what you will receive will be something that is beyond your expectation. So Sadhguru teaches us that. Do something for the benefit of others. Don't be worried. Don't be worried about what you're gathering. Offer. And as one offers, the mind settles down. And in that mind, meditation is very natural. What is meditation? Like you all pointed at, there are many meanings, but the most important understanding of meditation is it is realizing who you truly are. So when can you truly see who you are? That I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am this true awareness. Only when the mind, which is constantly jittery, is settled down, in that mind, you can see you shining, just like how when the cloud has evaporated, the sun is shining. You see yourself shining. Who is that who is illumining this mind and body? And who am I? That light itself is who I am. That seeing is true meditation. And once when that realization is established, that is the true end of the journey, end of the seeking. Because what is it you and I are seeking? You and I are seeking this so-called bliss, and not a limited amount of bliss. You and I are seeking unlimited, eternal, constantly. You and I yearn for that. You and I want to be in that constant state of peace, contentment. And that is your very true nature. But because of the disturbances in the mind, you and I feel away from it. You've never been away from it. See, in this picture also, the awareness is still shining in its full glory. But because of the content of the mind, And because of the content of the mind, there is a deep sense of attachment to the content of the mind. And one of the deepest attachment is the sense of who I am, who I think I am, the ego. And that binds to the content of the mind, continues to propel the thinking that I am the body and the mind. And as I get involved with the selfless work, I burn these binding impressions, and slowly the mind settles down. In that mind, question of who I am, meditation as a process, what it means is, I have to see the seer, the one who is, when the mind settles down and when there is peace, I'm not doing anything, but I'm peaceful. That realization has to occur. Meditation means what? Oh, I am doing something to be peaceful. But what is that you're doing as a meditation? You're watching the breath. And as you're watching the breath, what happens? The mind settles down. And you feel, oh, I felt very peaceful. When you're feeling peaceful, what is that you had to do? What is that you had to do? You simply had to notice your mind. And as you are watching the mind settled down. And as the mind settled down, your very nature was shining through that mind. Did you have to do anything to be peaceful? Can you do something to be peaceful? Can you become peaceful? You can only remove disturbance. You cannot create peace. You can only remove disturbance. Much like how you cannot create silence. You can only remove disturbance. Silence is naturally there. Peace is naturally there. Contentment is naturally there. Fulfillment is naturally there. Only the disturbance can be removed. So that process is what Sri Krishna is teaching us here, step by step. Hari Om. Is this bringing clarity? Are there any questions or any other points anybody likes to add? Krishnaji, has it brought clarity to some of the questions you had in the beginning?
Yeah. One more thing, JJ. So, Prabhuji was mentioning still there would be some inner vasanas, like what it is being referred as inner vasanas.
See, the inner vasana is nothing but, see, at the end of the day, I am something is the fundamental binding. Okay? That is the vasana, that I am something. I am a man, I am a woman, I am this, that. That thinking is the fundamental binding. That is the fundamental vasana. And that is a very deep-rooted vasana. I am something is a very deep-rooted vasana. See, Sadhguru, in the very simplest way, has said, you are that. You are what? You are this. But why is that not accepted? Why is that not recognized? Is because I am something is still the underlying reason. What is called as the attachment to my lower self or my ego self. What is ego self? Whatever I think I am. Who I think I am is my fundamental binding, lower self. That is deep-rooted vasana. That is the most fundamental vasana, because that ignorance, as long as that ignorance is there, everything else stems from that. As long as I am a man, I feel I'm separate from a woman. As long as I am an Indian, I feel I'm separate from a Pakistani. As long as I am a human, I feel I'm separate from a tree. So there is a sense of separation in what I think I am. And it can only go away when I realize that I am not who I think I am, which is what is said by, I am not the body, I am not the mind. I am Satchidananda Swarupoham. Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa. That which exists, Sat, Chit, which is consciousness, Ananda, infinite in nature. So therefore, there is no limitation. And because of that no limitation, there is eternal bliss. Satchidananda Shivoham. Only that realization can bring final liberation. And what is binding me is my sense of I am something, I am some form. So that is the deep-rooted vasana. And to get to that examination, there are all these other vasanas. Oh, I have to earn money, I have to build house. Oh, I am lesser than my neighbor. Oh, I have to, first of all, get this degree and become like them. So all these other vasanas are piled upon it. So I have to do something. Therefore, it is propelling me to do something. So selfless service helps me to clear up those grosser vasanas. And then through meditation, I have to realize that I am not any of this. I am not the body, I am not the mind. I am the one who is always there, blissful. And in my presence, that this entire phenomena is happening. So when the mind is settled, then this clarity emerges. And one of the process for that is dhyana. So dhyana is not doing something. Dhyana is becoming aware that you are the non-doer. Is this clarifying, Krishnaji?
Yes, Vivek, absolutely. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Any other points? Anyone? All right. Shubhaji, then shall we end? Shubhaji, Sarvanji? Hari Om.
Sure.